women, public announcements. Before you come out to accuse anybody of sexual harassment, of rape, or of anything, while I know that, it's not easy to get evidence in some cases, not all cases can you get evidence. And not having evidence does not mean that, the event did not happen. It doesn't mean that the rape did not happen. It doesn't mean that sexual harassment did not happen or the molestation did not happen. But why I'm saying this is that, for you to have the courts by your side or on your side, please have evidence. Have your evidence. Make sure that you are you are with your evidence before you come out. Because Nigeria, this society that we are in, if you don't have evidence, you'll be called a liar. Like they've tagged the Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. People have tagged her a liar because, according to her anyway, she said she has evidence, but we have not seen the evidence. We have not, heard any voice recording. We've not seen any video evidence to that effect. Again, no evidence does not mean it is not true, because I understand that not in all cases will you be able to have evidence. In the case of rape, something that is that you did not know will happen, something that it just happened all of a sudden, caught you by surprise. You will not start bringing camera to record somebody while raping you. Not in all circumstances will you have solid evidence to prove that. But guys, this is the society we find ourselves, and as women, I think that we just need to, improvise and find more ways, to defend ourselves against some of these men, because some of them are lunatics, my people. Some of them are lunatics. Before we delve right into the details of today's news, if this is your first time here or you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? Please go ahead and subscribe. Also, turn on the post notification bell. Click the like button. That way we're encouraged to, post more reliable, authentic news. Lastly, please leave your opinions in the comment section. In the wake of Professor Fashion's suspension from FUOYE, Lere Olayinka has made a bold comparison that ignites a national debate. The woman who accused the suspended VC provided recorded voice calls between her and the man. He said, drawing attention to the critical role of evidence, even with evidence that this woman had, with proof, she was still victimized. Can you imagine that? This is the kind of insane country that we are in. Moving on. According to Olayinka, this distinguishes the FUOYE case from the ongoing saga involving Senator Natasha Akpoti's accusation against Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Which evidence has the other woman who accused the Senate President of sexual harassment provided? He asked on X, pressing for consistency in the evaluation of public claims. The contrast Olayinka makes raises important questions about the handling of sexual misconduct allegations in Nigeria, whether in academia or politics. While Fashion's case triggered swift administrative action under pressure from the Education Minister, Akpoti's claim has not seen similar legal or institutional response, perhaps due to lack of verifiable proof. By highlighting the recorded voice calls, Olayinka is advocating a shift towards evidence-based accountability rather than trial by media or political affiliation. His intervention may reshape how future allegations are received, demanding more than just accusations to drive consequences. His remarks could also influence how institutions draft harassment policies, balancing sensitivity towards victims with the need of due process. You all, let's have your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. What do you all think about this? Do you think that the lack of evidence by Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan is what is stalling our case, or is why we have not seen accountability from Godswill Akpabio, unlike the case of a FUOYE woman? You all, let's have your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Before we go, my people, let's take a look at some of the reactions we got online. The first comment comes from Ayara, who says, "Basket mouth, please tell your authority to set up an accommodating panel, then invite Natasha for her evidences. I'm convinced you are in accused corridor of power." Another person by the name Gabson says, "Be advised to keep off from this matter unless you want to create ripples." Nurse Joe says, "You are not the court. When she gets there, she knows what to do better than you, the media Uchin." Lere Olayinka has been limited to media Uchin. Romano says, "You talk anyhow like your drunken master. What is your business in the Natasha Akpoti saga? Try to know your boundaries." Yakubo says, "The evidence can only be provided in court and not on social media. So if you want to know whether Natasha has evidence or not, go to court. Fashimoye Henry says, you will soon learn your lesson. Anthony says, Olayinka, your tale lacked serious context to support your principle in the Senate sexual harassment scandal. Are you aware that governing school of FUOYE had dismissed the allegation and went on to punish the complainants despite the SMS messages you now wish Natasha to present as evidence? Exactly what I said earlier. Despite the fact that this woman submitted evidence before, she had been dismissed. The allegation had been dismissed, if not because of the intervention of the Minister of Education. She would have become the victim. She would have been victimized all over again, despite the fact that she's the original victim. She would have been guilt-tripped, victimized all over again, and people will be looking at her as if she's lying, despite the fact that she submitted evidence. Can you imagine? So you cannot say that it was evidence that actually helped her. I think that it was the intervention of people in power. Sometimes or most times, I think most people in power, most of the people that we have in power these days, they are not usually sympathetic to the plight of others, especially when you don't belong amongst them. You are not in their caucus. Rather than condemn their colleague for doing something bad, they will rather side with their colleague or their superior. Exactly what the lawmakers did, the senators, exactly what they did, because it is their Senate president we are talking about. Most of them, all of them sided with Akpabio because of the favor and everything that they were probably hoping to get from him. Look at Senator Olayinka, for example, behaving like that on national television. Just because of what? Because you are not there. You cannot really vouch for somebody's character like that. Even as an husband to your spouse, as a wife to your spouse, you cannot really vouch for what they can do or cannot do, because you don't know what they do when they are not at home. You don't know about how they get about their daily activities. You don't know what they do outside. So you cannot really vouch for anyone. Talk less of, a man that you do not even live in the same house with, and you're vouching for him on national television, disgracing your family members and disgracing your family, your wife and your children on national television. I feel like in most cases, they would rather support their colleague against an outsider, irrespective of the fact that the person has evidence, the person has proof or anything. So I'm very sure that even if Natasha has, provided evidence, they wouldn't have listened to her. The case wouldn't have even flied in the court of law, because at the end of the day, both executive and judicial arm of government, they are mixed. The judiciary will only do what the executive arm of government have told them to do. So this is the situation that we are in right now in the country. Moving on, this circumstance led NASSU or FUOYE to threaten a walkout in that region, thus requesting the Minister of Education to step in, which now forced the VC to proceed on leave to enable an impartial investigation. Can you imagine? If the association did not stand by their colleague, if they did not say, no, we are going to go on strike if you don't do something about this, she would have been victimized. They wouldn't have listened to her. The VC would still be there. Nothing. Another comment from Collins Isaac says, who investigated Natasha's case? Who asked for evidence in the first place? Senate or court? Is Lere residing in this country? Let's have your thoughts and opinions in the comments section. This is where I'm going to draw the curtain for now. Thank you very much for always listening and watching, guys. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.